Welcome to the Blue Shell Review. I'm Chris Taylor, and joining me is the SAS, Alex McMullen.
Hello, you sexy people.
The DFS, Matt Chapman.
Good afternoon.
And the Zero IQ, Craig Clark.
MFI.
So unfortunately, we have a member back with us. I tried dropping him off in the sea. with
Can't get rid of me.
concrete boots, but unfortunately, he
Chewed through them.
yeah. So he's back, leading us today.
That is quite strange because rats can chew through concrete.
Yeah, good point, well made.
Anyway, anyone got a subject they want to talk about?
Yes,
Go on.
Whoa, very keen.
Yeah.
addiction.
This might be left for a
No,
different
mate.
podcast.
Yeah, you're mistaking the podcast for your AA meeting.
My question or subject is addiction. So we've all had that one game where literally we're thinking about it at work, if we're working.
One
we
game?
Also, well, a game that everyone refers to, where they have literally been dreaming about it, at work thinking about it every waking moment until they touch that joypad. They're shaking with anxiety until they get their fix. So my question to you lot is, what is that game? So,
Can I just point out the game that both Alex, Matt, and myself have got that way over?
Go on.
The Witcher 3.
Witcher 3.
yes, I was very poorly at the time, and I
mean,
had fair few months off work, and literally I'd be sitting in the living room with the window with the blinds down, playing it, not shaving for months, and it was
What's
literally,
changed?
The blinds are open.
We've actually got a very, very entertaining video, which I think I should now put on YouTube, prompted by that, of Alex, right, on The Witcher 3.
That is
it was brilliant.
That's a challenge. That is.
There was a creature, right, in a typical RPG fashion. You had,
You remember what they are then?
yeah, you had,
It's not massively multiplayer.
Is it different from an MMO? You do get in RPGs, you rank up your character's level, and then you'll travel around the map and you'll get creatures that you fight against that are a certain level. So it's generally a bad idea if you're a level 5 character to go and fight a level 20
because
enemy.
you're not supposed to be in that area at the time.
Yeah.
Because you roughly follow the story and get to that area.
And you
When
get
you're at that level.
your abilities and new weapons and things like that. So what it was is I was playing The Witcher 3 one night, and I came across this island that you had to travel a little boat across.
Outside
this
of
island.
Skellige.
Outside of, there's a place called Skellige, yeah. And there was a creature, I don't know what it was supposed to be, like
It was
a
a
big
griffin.
dragon thing.
Yeah, it was a
That was it, a
griffin, not
griffin,
dragon
right?
thing.
Yeah, some sort of flying thing that, Anyway, and it was about level 40, right?
It was I think it was around 50.
Yeah, it was really high, and we were like probably about level sort of 18 or 20 odd or something at the time on the game. And I thought, I wonder what it'd be like
Well,
just for a
even
laugh.
that, I don't think.
Yeah, probably not. I thought, I wonder what it'd be like just to go across and try and fight against this thing. And I spent hours trying to defeat this creature. I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't just go, no, it's too high, I'm going. I just carried on. Got completely battered on it every time. And then I text Alex and I said, do you want to have a go against this creature? You find it on this part of the map. And he stayed up all night, and then he sent me a video of where he'd finally defeated this thing, and you've never seen such a look of pride on someone's
Only
face.
because Alex is one of these people that is like Marty McFly from Back to the Future. He's like,
If someone
chicken!
calls him chicken,
Don't call me chicken!
That was it. Me saying you'll never beat this creature.
Yeah.
That was it. That was all he needed.
Alex,
No,
you'll
don't.
never complete Dragon Age.
See, that's a joke. I can't say that was serious.
You'll never complete it.
That is very true.
You will
No,
never
you
get
won't.
all the way
Do you know-
through Dragon
do you know
Age
what?
Origins and admit
He's saying that now. He's sitting there going, yeah, that's very true. Yeah, don't get into me. And
Alex-
you see him later on. He's going to be twitching to get that game in.
Alex,
I'm
do you know why you'll never beat Dragon Age?
Why?
Because you're not good enough.
Yeah.
It is literally.
You're just not that class
I
of
get fed
player.
up of beating up the same enemy.
It's
That's
a
because
game,
you're only going through the first level enemy every time.
It's a game that actually shows who is a gamer and who isn't.
It is, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's a proper sort of milestone
So-
for
So
gamers.
beating
Isn't
a
it?
level 50 Griffin.
Well, we've
When you're a level
we've
10.
assessed that what Matt said is you beat a level 40 flying thing.
Yeah.
We don't know whether it was a griffin, a hippogriff, or a phoenix, or a dragon because.
Look at you with your dragon lore.
I know.
I'm going to gather now that
I'm a
hippogriff
dragonologist.
was an actual creature from something that he's played.
Hippogriff.
Hippogriff, yeah.
It's from Harry Potter.
Oh my god.
And World of Warcraft.
Anyway,
Getting on the subject of it, you were asking
bit.
what was our game?
yeah. So what was
Tomb Raider.
Oh my god.
Well, there's a surprise.
There's that one done. There's Chris's
Yeah.
done. Okay, I'll give you mine. Honestly, I couldn't get enough of it. Horizon Zero Dawn, just absolutely. Oh,
I've noticed
I mean, I
well.
really enjoyed that game. I mean, it was a very good game, good open world game, brilliant story. But even I wasn't as into it as you were.
Oh, I loved it. Loved every minute of it. And the DLC. And I just wish they'd keep making more DLC, but they only did that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there might be more. You never know.
Great.
Mine was Skyrim.
Yes.
I can see that.
And I played it that much that I was stood outside at work, having a cigarette, staring at a heather bush, trying to work out why I wasn't collecting it.
Is Heather Bush someone that you work with?
Yeah. Heather, if you're around.
Chris?
Well, like I say, Tomb Raider is a massive one for me.
I think I cut Craig off short. Did I cut you off short?
Well,
When
someone did.
What?
No, you know what? No, sorry, I thought you'd finished, but then it looked like you wanted to talk as I went, Chris.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, can I just ask specifically which Tomb Raider game? There are a lot of Tomb Raider games.
The one with Lara Croft.
Yeah. Anything with Lara in it.
Well, no, I mean, if I was actually going to choose one that I was more obsessed with, bear in mind at the time I was about 13, 14 years old, would be Tomb Raider 2, the original Tomb Raider 2.
Oh.
Because that game for me just had everything. It was action, it was sexy, it was spooky, it had story. I know it's not, don't look it now, but it had the graphics as well for the time. It's revolutionary in a lot of ways.
Despite triangular body parts.
No, because the Tomb Raider 2 should smooth out a bit.
Oh, right, okay.
It wasn't a jelly in the jug thing then. Alex, what's your game that you're addicted to?
Thanks for asking.
You're welcome.
I thought you'd never ask. Wildlands.
Really?
I think it was for me the game where there was 4 of us, and literally that was the first time in decades where we'd actually played a game, and it was like, I could not wait to get back and play games with you.
You couldn't wait to get on a compound regardless of whether the rest of us was with you.
But it was good. I know I was planning it in my head all along how I was going to do
It
it.
never went that way, but yeah.
But literally, you could spend hours on that game whether you were on your own with your mates or whatever. And that for me, that was the pinnacle game, you know.
I will say, I mean, we've probably mentioned this 2 or 3 times now, Wildlands, it's obviously a big hit with us, but I will say that of all the games that we've all played together as a group, that one, and I still can't quite put my finger on why, I don't know if anyone else can, it had all the magic ingredients that just kept us playing, didn't it? How many games online?
I think for me it's because we did such stupid things on it that we just found it hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, I still remember that scene where we were in a massive gunfight in the middle of this there's bullets flying everywhere. We're sort of, tactically talking like, oh, you go around there, you go around there. And through Matt's camera view, he turned around and I'm just doing donuts on a bar.
And I'm actually
completely oblivious in my own little world, doing donuts on a bar with bullets flying around my head.
And I'm actually going, where's Chris? Oh.
Right, let's go on to Guess the Sound then.
Guess the sound. Guess the sound.
Yes, this is Guess the Sound. This is the quiz where one of us will pick a sound from a game from any era, and the rest of us need to guess what that sound is. This week, I'll be playing the sounds, and the other 3 need to guess. Now, the sounds for this week are slightly different again, simply because we're running out of sounds. So this week are actual sounds from console systems.
Are they sounds?
They are sounds from console systems. I don't know why I said that like a cat. And you need to guess what console they come from.
Oh.
Okay?
Good shout.
Right. Okay, so sound number 1.
Master System.
Yes! Well done. So, 1 point to Alex.
I should have just blurted out the name of an old console.
That's probably the hardest of all these, by the way.
Right, okay.
Okay, so sound number 2.
GameCube.
Yeah. GameCube. Spaceship. Yeah, so that's 1 point for Alex, 1 point for Matt, no points for Craig so far. Going into sound.
0 IQ.
Yeah. See, I went wrong. Going into sound number 3.
PS1.
Xbox.
No.
One.
PS2.
Yes, Alex. Xbox One.
Oh yeah, stupid. I've just played in my head what the PS1 sound was, and it.
How's the PS1 sound go? Just so I can
Probably the next one that he's going to play.
Demonstrate it.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I'm good.
Sound number 4.
PS1.
No
Who
way.
saw that coming?
Yes, I think Matt got there
You
first.
see where I got mixed up?
So that's 2 apiece for Matt and.
They both just sort of go shing. Yeah.
Right.
If you'd have done that to start off with, I might have had a guess.
Yeah, so 2 for Matt, 2 for Alex. Craig still to score, as per. Sound number 5. Yes, Alex.
Oh, I switch my PS3 on every night just to watch videos on.
Well, you
and
obviously
it
don't
makes that
listen
sound,
properly, do
and I'm
you?
obviously not, yeah.
So Alex actually wins this week's Guess the Sound.
Yay! 2 weeks on the trot.
So, my little subject today is going to be inspired a little bit by something that Craig said, and I can't remember whether he said it in a previous podcast or it was just a conversation that we were having. But anyway, it's something that Craig mentioned about the worst games. The worst.
No, it can't have been something in general conversation because unless we're recording a podcast, Craig gets put back in his box and put in the corner.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it must have been something he said in the podcast then.
Everybody leaves Craigie in the corner.
Don't make me take your batteries out.
Craig said, what were your worst games that you've ever played? So what I've done is, I've put it into categories. The nomination for most cheesy game that I've ever played is Grand Prix Rock'n' Racing.
Wow, never heard of it.
Looked like one of those top-down sort of micro machines-y kind of games, right? Bit of arcade fun. I thought, yeah, I'll give it a shot. And it was an alright game. It was alright to play.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why I put it in this particular category, the most cheesy game ever, is because I read that it was made by a Spanish developer, right? And what they wanted to do...
What's wrong with the
obviously-
Spanish? What have you got against Spanish people?
Because it was not the problem with the Spanish developer, it was the fact that what they wanted to do was they wanted to get a voiceover for the commentator to give it a greater audience. Instead of putting the commentary, because it being a racing game, instead of putting the commentary in Spanish,
Yeah.
they got an English commentator. But obviously, doing the translation from Spanish to English is not always that easy. So they just went and grabbed, it seemed
How
like...
would you know?
They just went and grabbed, like, any guy, like the first guy that they could find in the pub that
happened to speak Spanish.
spoke English, and went, do you want to come and do a voiceover for our racing game? And he just, oh yeah, we'll pay you, you know, so many euro.
Oh,
Yeah,
I know
okay.
what's coming. Matt's going to do a Spanish impression.
No, I'm going to avoid that. I'm going to avoid that. But the reason that I say all this,
Boo,
right,
let down.
it goes something like
You start
the
again, please.
guy will say something like, if you get into the lead, if you get into first place on this game, the commentator will say something like, oh wow, that's fantastic, in this really sort of Hugh Grant sort of posh English voice. And he'll say stuff like, oh, this is a really spectacular race, and he just pipes up at odd moments and just sort of crowbars in these
But how
comments.
is that any worse than, say, the commentator from the original Tekken games?
Oh
No, the
no,
ones where it was like, Hayashi Mishima!
no, that was a pretty bad commentator.
That was a
I was-
Japanese guy pretending to be English.
I was expecting when you said they translated it from Italian to English.
Or
No,
even
but that's-
Spanish.
Yeah, Spanish.
I don't mean the fact that like the words are completely wrong. Like,
Yeah,
like the guy was sitting there saying, "Please fix my Frix free, please fix my." Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Name of the episode, Frix Freezer.
Frix. Yeah, no, I didn't mean that they got the words wrong. I just meant that it was really cheesy and lame. You'd have to watch a YouTube video to find out. It was unbearable. So I've only got one more then.
Oh.
Okay.
This is just like an honourable mention, right? And this is not by any means a bad game. I've just got to give it a mention because I'm chucking it in there.
I'm pleased. Please be Tomb Raider.
I'm chucking it in there purely because I was bad at it. And that's why I'm only nominating this
Is it
game
Towerfall?
as a bad game. At least I can play Towerfall. Do you know what it was? Well, yeah. Street Fighter 4. Right? I've lost you, haven't I? Right. As a long-time Tekken fan, I have conditioned my fingers and my muscle memory to play Tekken. But then unfortunately, what I discovered was when I went out and bought this game, brand new, day one, went out and bought it, I was like, I can't wait to play this. Do you know what I discovered? I can't play Street Fighter because I play Tekken. And my brain has been conditioned to play Tekken.
Interesting fact that's not that interesting, but slightly interesting, more than normal.
Right. Interesting fact that's not that interesting, but slightly more interesting, but I'll make it quick.
My favourite part of the show. This.
Too late. Your title was longer than that.
No. Going into what Alex was saying about addiction, in 2015,
See what he did there?
a 24-year-old man collapsed and died after playing World of Warcraft. How many hours was
You
he
slip
playing?
into a coma because it's boring.
Yeah. How many hours was he playing? No, he just played it and forgot to eat, as far as I'm aware.
So he forgot
What,
to
like,
eat.
like better than life.
So I'm going to say that if he forgot to eat,
Well, no, he didn't forget. He just basically, it says,
did he sleep?
right, it states he died in an internet cafe in Shanghai.
Yeah, but in Shanghai they might have their, they might be able to go sleep there.
I don't know.
What,
have to
like
get
sleep
on-
standing up in an internet cafe?
I'm going to say 7 days.
7 days? Okay.
No, like less than that.
Okay. Just less than 7 days, is that it?
2 days.
2 days?
He died in 2 days.
I've just seen it on your phone.
Go for it. Give them the answer then.
No, not really, I haven't. 10 days.
1 million years.
10 days.
The actual answer was 19 hours.
Ah, see, I was closest.
He died after 19 hours.
Yep.
Well, that's a load of rubbish.
Well, it's not
That's
my
just
fault.
that's just a heavy weekend for me.
That's, yeah.
I put more than that in just when I first bought The Witcher 3.
Well, that's slightly interesting that it's done.
Was that it?
Yeah, well, I told you it was going to be a short one.
That's not exactly hardcore, is it?
So-
no, there's a guy
No,
that
that's
died.
what I mean, I've
There's
got-
a guy that
I don't know,
died
it's pretty
after-
hardcore. He died.
No, I don't mean that.
So he was addicted because he was playing it for 19 hours.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he played it for longer before that. I mean, there's another guy that.
Well, then that's playing it for longer, then, isn't it?
There was another guy playing Diablo 3 for 40 hours who died in an internet cafe.
Is it the same internet
I'm
cafe?
thinking-
Because I'm beginning to think
I'm
it's not
thinking-
the game that's doing it.
Yeah, I'm thinking just don't go to internet cafes and play games.
Or that specific one, because it might be like Sweeney Todd.
Don't go to internet cafes and eat the food.
Yeah, that's where I was.
Especially
going.
the cherry pie.
You leave Mrs. Lovett's poison. The game I've been playing is Conan Exiles, affectionately termed as the Don game.
Oh no.
Apparently it blows in the wind.
It's amazing. There's a slider and everything. It's been a free game that was handed out by PS4 possibly a month ago.
It was, yeah. It was. This month. Last month.
Last month.
Yeah.
It's a genuinely good game. A couple of things about it is that it is based around the modern version of Conan.
I haven't seen that. I didn't really want to ruin the
Yeah.
Arnie one.
It's one of the best things about the game is definitely the crafting side.
Okay.
So you can craft your own buildings and stuff like that. And what most games tend to try and do when you can build a house and stuff like that, like Fallout, where the clipping doesn't necessarily work. The first thing you do is you get your ghost of an image out, you press a button and it instantly levels it to the ground. And then you place it, and then you can build up around it quite easily while clipping it to the previous
Right.
thing you built. Go on.
One thing I don't get, right? So this is an MMO.
Yes.
Yeah.
How is it an MMO? Is everyone running around as Conan?
No, you start off the game being crucified.
So everyone's crucified.
Everyone at the start of the game, when you create your character, you are being crucified,
Sounds amazing.
and Conan saves your life.
Right.
And
So
basically-
you're
So you're not-
basically
you're not
Conan's-
Conan.
No,
Conan's
you're
bitch.
literally you are just saved by Conan. You are classed as what is called an exile. So you have a bracelet on your hand, which then sets you in the world. Because if you leave,
Is that why it's called Conan's Exile?
that would be right, Edda.
Huh?
If you leave the map area, you instantly die. The interesting thing about the building side of Conan Exiles is you get squares to build with, but they also give you triangles that are. It sounds really.
Is this like
strange.
Minecraft?
No, it's really strange because of the fact that they've done this set shape. It gives you the ability to almost create circles within the game. So when it comes to building bases, because you can build castles, you can get all of this stuff as much as you want, it gives you the ability to actually use your imagination, whereas most games, they try to create it with like a circular shape and it never works.
I envisage this game as sort of a barbarian going around killing, pillaging, but building.
No, the way the game works is because you can have sandstorms in it. If you're not in a shelter when a sandstorm hits, you die.
Alright.
If you don't drink and eat, you die. Everything in the game kills you.
Right.
And it's a horrible game when you start off if you don't realise you're going to die.
What happens if you build a castle in a swamp?
Well, first you've got to collect all the resources to build.
Oh,
It's
how
like
did you
in
not
the
know? No, sorry, no.
Look, I am not doing Monty Python.
It sinks into the swamp.
I'm not doing Monty Python here.
And then you build another one on the swamp. That sinks into the swamp.
No, there are bosses and
like
things
Craig
you can
Butt.
fight.
Right.
There's random.
Do they die in sandstorms?
No, I don't think so. I'm not sure.
Oh, how are they immune to sandstorms then?
I don't know. It's a game. The slightly interesting thing about the game is because you can create your own server and play it online with your friends, you can give yourself admin rights to the game. Give yourself admin rights, you can then give yourself God mode. Give yourself God mode, you can go around the whole game and kill everything and actually still collect every trophy in the game.
Oh.
So if you are not as much of a trophy hunter as Matt, but like to do it the easy way, just put God mode on.
I mean, I kind of pointed this out to Craig earlier that the whole point for us of trophy hunting is not just to get it easily. It's the journey that counts.
But it's an option there for people to do. So you've got that side of things. You can pay for your own server where you can set up numerous amounts of people, have raids, because there's a thing in the game as well called the Purge. But the interesting thing about it is because you're then a clan, you can collect a load of resources, you can build a big base. But the bigger your base is, the more chance you are going to be purged on within the game. So the game looks for the biggest group and base, and then spawns every so many days loads and loads of monsters at your base to basically destroy it and attack you and kill you. On top of that, as you're out and about in the game, take a truncheon with you, subdue an NPC, take them over to the Wheel of Pain, and convert them into your own slave.
Going back to a a feature that Alex started a while back. We've only ever done one of them. I've got a challenge for you all.
Oh!
Yeah.
This is something I weren't expecting.
I know. Right, so
I feel challenged enough.
you are. Right, so the challenge is you have to create or film your very own game trailer. You can either make up a game as long as it is or sounds like an actual game, or you can choose a game from that you already know and love and make a trailer of it. It's got like a proper game trailer, and every way it's done, it must star you or your voice or however it is you do. So you can animate it, you can do a real life one, you can pick game footage out as long as it's got you in it somewhere. You can have as many people help you as you like. When you've done, we'll get them all three published onto YouTube, and the most views wins. Anyway, so that's the end of this week's Blue Shell review.
See ya.
Bye!
Wouldn't want to be you.